Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Okay. Very good afternoon, all of you, and very warm welcome to our session chair, Dr. Rakhi from BITS Plani campus, and Dr. Abdul Rahim sir from AMU University, Aligarh. So, first of all, Professor Rakhi is an associate professor in the Department of Mathematics, Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani campus. She has completed her PhD from the Center for Information and Decision Science, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra in 2003. She worked as visiting faculty at the Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Khandari campus from August 2003 till June 2004. In the July 2004, she joined Banasthali University, Banasthali, Rajasthan. After that, she joined as an assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics at uh, Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani campus, Rajasthan in November 2008. Her research interests include the areas of applied probability, performance analysis of communication networks, inventory and supply chain management. There are 39 research publications in refereed national and international journals, proceedings, and monograph to her credit. Dr. Rakhi got DST DFG Bilateral Cooperation Fellowship awarded by DFG Germany to work with Professor Reich Stolles, University of Munich, Germany during 1st December 2015 to 15th January 2016. She also has one patent with Dr. Savita Kumari and Professor Seema Verma, Banasthali University. She has participated in over 40 international and national conferences in India and abroad and visited many reputed universities, institutes in Germany, Turkey, and Singapore. She has co-supervised a student, Dr. Savita Kumari, when she was at Banasthali University and one in BITS Plani. Currently, she is guided 3 PhD students. Dr. Rakhi is a member of many international national bodies like FIM, ORSI, ISPS, ISMS, etc. Also, Executive Council member of Vijnana Parishad of India. So this is the brief biography about the Professor Rakhi. And now for the Dr. Abdul Rahim sir. Abdul Rahim sir is an assistant professor, Department of Mathematics, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, India. He received PhD degree from IIT Kanpur in 2013. His research interests include the areas of theory of semigroups of bounded linear operators and their applications, method of time discretization and its applications, fractional differential equations, impulsive fractional differential equations. There are 24 research publications in reputed international and national journals and proceedings. So he also received the many scholarship, fellowship, and awards like from CSIR, NET, JRF, GATE, uh, and awarded by NBHM postdoctoral fellowship, and also he received the UGC Startup Research Grant in 2016. He also visits some foreign universities like Texas A&M University, Kingsville, Texas, USA, and in the Department of Mathematics, Abent is at Baysal University, Bolu, Turkey, and in the Department of Mathematics, Faculty of Science, Mohidul University, Bangkok, Thailand. So now welcome to both the session chairs and all the participants. Welcome again. So now this session is up to you, up to Dr. Abdul Rahim sir and Rakhi ma'am. So please ma'am and sir, you start the session.
Thank you, sir, for a nice introduction with our presenters. So, according to schedule, there are 9 presentations in this session.
Yes ma'am. Starting with the submission ID 19.
Yes. Uh, so
Vaisali
I'll.
Sahab.
Uh, uh, so Ahmed sir. Sir, is my screen is visible?
Yes.
Thank you.
Your
Good
voice is audible,
afternoon.
but your
It's
screen is
not
not visible.
visible. Okay, let me check.
As A, for example, for bird, they denote as letter A. And then moving towards scissor cipher, it was invented by Roman Empire, and it was invented by Julius Caesar. In this technique, letters of message are shifted by certain places. Then Thomas Jefferson brought a major break in the history of cryptography in 1795. Jefferson invented cipher wheel. It is also known as Jefferson disk. This wheel consists of certain disk which contains 26 alphabet around edges, and the order of disk act as cipher keys, and the receiver need to decode the message. Then comes Enigma Machine, which came into effect during the World War II. And now I would like to elaborate about Enigma Machine in my next slide. So the Enigma Machine. It is the machine where we can encode and decode the words and messages. It was first used during the World War II, and this machine is considered so secured that it was used to encipher the most top secret. As we can see, there are so many components in it, like plug board, keyboard, lamp board, rotors. In this, when we press any key of keyboard, then then the key from the lamp board lightens automatically due to external scramble connection, and internally it works on the mechanism of electromechanical rotor that consists of 26 letters. Then comes types of encryption. There are two types of encryption: symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption is also known as secret key cryptography. In symmetric encryption, there is only one key used, which is secret key, and this same key is used at both senders as well as receivers end. And it sacrifices security for speed, means it is good in speed. And about asymmetric encryption, in this there is two type of keys used. One is public key and another one is private key. Means sender can send the message to receiver by using receiver's public key, and receiver can decode that message by using his or her private key. And asymmetric sacrifices fast for security purpose. Now, subtypes of symmetric encryption: AES. AES represents Advanced Encryption Standard. It uses 128-bit block size in which data is split into 4 cross 4 array, which comprises of 16 bytes. Basically, it originates from Regendale algorithm and was introduced in 2001. It it has some steps like first is key generation, and then is rounds, and each round consists of 4 steps. Number one is sub key, then is shifting rows, then is mixing column, and last is add round key. And it is also the advanced version of DES. Then comes TES, which represent data encryption algorithm. It is a block cipher which is inaugurated by an IBM in 1970 and endorsed by NIST, which means National Institute of Standard and Technology. It encodes each data in block size of 64 bits, and 50 the key length is 56 bits. Every 8 bit is discarded from it. Then is IDEA. It implies International Data Encryption Algorithm, and it was enhanced by James L. Massey Shuzialai in 1990. It uses 64-bit clear text with 8 round and a key length of 128 bit, which is altered into 52 subkeys, each of 128 bits. Then comes asymmetric algorithm. There is subtype, that is RSA. RSA stand for Rivest, Shamir and Andelman. They are the inventors of this technique, and this technique was first published in 1977. RSA is the algorithm in which the plain text and ciphertext are the integer which lies between zeros and n minus 1, where n is the product of p and q. And in this algorithm, public key is accompanies encoding and private key is used for decoding. Then moving ahead with ECC, it symbolizes elliptical curve cryptography, which came into force in 2004. And ECC uses shorter key, but still it is faster and secure than RSA, and it means it can withstand more security than RSA. And it is based on the equation, mathematical equation of the curve, that is y square is equals to x cube plus ax plus b. Let's now is DSA, which stand for digital signature algorithm. So it is the digital signature of original signature or stamped seal, and it is the scientific technology which is used to certify and legitimacy of message, and it provide message authentication, integrity and non-repudiation. Then comes goals of network security. So the question arises, why we need to secure the network? Because there are some goals of network security which is based on CIA triad, in which C stand for confidentiality, I stand for integrity, and A stand for availability. So the main goal of, or you can say the primary goal of network security is to assure that the system is safe and secure, and it should guard the functionality, safety and security of the system. At last, I would end up with the conclusion of cryptography and network security, that cryptography is vital element for network data transmission security. And the main aim of cryptography is to provide reliable, well-built network and cyber security. And so thank you for, and at last, that reference, these are the reference which I had taken in my review paper. So thank you for your attention. That's it.
Isha,
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
it's very good for this is a first year student and taking interest to write a paper, but I think if you are working with someone and you need some assistance regarding how to write a paper,
Yes, sir.
but your effort is good, it's appreciated that at your
Thank you, sir.
level writing review paper, but it
Thank you,
needs
sir.
a lot of improvement. But at this level, it's good you are first. In which branch you belongs to?
Sir, my department is computer science engineering.
Okay.
Nisha, please open your camera.
Always, ma'am, ensure that when participant is presenting the paper, they should on their camera.
Yes,
Sir.
yes, sir. All participants kindly know their camera should be on.
It's your referencing is not good. You should write. First of all, it's good you are working on the research paper at first year, but
Yes, sir.
you read more how to write a paper.
Yes.
This is a survey paper, but maybe no need to much more comment, but it's appreciated that you are working on it. That's good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Isha.
Isha,
Yes, sir. Please, Rizwan sir. Yes, please.
this is encouraging that the first year student is presenting the paper, but still, if there is a guidance for some faculty members, so paper should have some things that is missing. I have not seen that thing, but its literature survey should be the very strong. The faculty member is involved in this paper, so they should tell you how you can go for the literature survey. Your next time when you do some research papers or this time of the competitive study, you have to take some more than 20 papers with, and you have to find some findings from that paper, and you have to explain the findings from that paper, not only the definition from that. You have simple definition from the cryptography. Okay,
Yes, sir.
all the best.
I will work on it, sir. Thank you for your guidance.
Thank you, Isha. Next
Thank
part.
you.
Okay. Next paper ID is 115 and paper title is Comparison Review for Detection and Prevention Technique for SQL Injection Attacks. Authors are Munish Saran, Rajan Yadav, Pranjal Maurya, Sanchita Devi, Upendra Tripathi and Manish Mishra.
user ID or password, and it just enters, like for example here I have written that select accounts from users where login is equal to, and in single inverted quotes it is written like a condition which is always going to be true, like 1 is equal to 1 and password is equal to like double hyphen. So what it will do, when the user will be entering the username from the front end of the application, and this query will be query will be forming somewhere in the application, like in the business layer or in the data access layer. But when it will have the condition like or 1 is equal to 2, it will bypass the and part of the logic, and part of the logic of your web application, like what is the password, it will bypass it, because here it is, if you can see here, it is written or 1 is equal to 2 and double hyphen. So double hyphen marks the comments in the SQL query, and or 1 is equal to 1 is a tautology condition, it will always be true. So the whatever be the username or password, suppose if the username is exposed by somehow some other means, the password field is not necessary to be correct in this case, because it is just going to be commented. So this is type of tautology where the use case will be true. So SQL query will be going to be true all the case. So so the user can get, in this case, for example, the details from the accounts table. The second type of this query is a piggybacked queries, which, as the name suggests, is a piggybacking of some other some other additional query in front of after some fields. Like for example, if the web application has a username field, so we are entering that a username. Suppose in this example I have written as username is equal to Amit, but after that is a semicolon, and semicolon marks the end of one query, and thereafter it is written that, if you can see, delete from TBL employees and double hyphen. So delete from TBL employees, here it is like deleting it is piggybacked. This query is piggybacked. If you can see, delete from TBL employees is another query which will act as a piggyback query, and it will comment the other part, and password is equal to it will comment the other part. So this type of and the exception, it will show you the knowingly or unknowingly, it will show you the name of the database. Like in here, in this case, it will show you the error message like Microsoft. I have written in the I've written very small here, Microsoft OLEDB provider SQL server. So here, what is the information that is leaked is the name of the database. The attacker will come to know that the backend database will be Microsoft OLEDB SQL server. The last part of the SQL injection type can be of stored procedure. Like stored procedure, we all know that it is one of the good habit to use the stored procedure, in our application. But stored procedure also can have some. There are various type of SQL queries that can interact with your operating system also. So if like here, for example, I have written that select account from user where login is equal to login name and password, and after semicolon it is shut down semicolon hyphen. It is also a piggybacked comment that will cause the operating system to be shut down. So if this so we can imagine the situation here. If this query is written in a server of an application like Flipkart, and if this query get executed at any time, it will cause that main server of the Flipkart to shut down. So it is like also a big problem for the multinational companies or the service providers. So and here one question arises that where we will get the details of this. I mean, how the attacker will come to know, I mean, the name of the backend database or table. So I have already mentioned that there are several type of tools which you can find and easily find available, and there the attackers have some they actually know the metadata of the application. Okay, so after giving those inputs in that application, they are very clearly and able to get these small information that they can that they can use and cause this type of attacks. So another slide which I have mentioned here is that attack SQL injection attack types and prevention mechanisms. So prevention, one of the attacks, if you can see in the web application, we are making use of everything. Everywhere there you can see the controls, different type of controls, like text boxes, like buttons, like drop downs, like cascading drop downs, etc. So the user inputs which are used to take the inputs from the user, like username and passwords are taken from the text box. Okay, so this text box are the area where we can inject this query and trigger these types of attacks. So this is a one type of attack. Injection through cookies. Cookies, if you know that these are a small amount of information that is stored on the client's machine, and here we can also have some triggering mechanism that can cause these cookies, which have already the stored information, to get these information injected into the application. Then we have server variables. Server variables are also those variables which are directly at the server end. But if those server variables are exposed by some mechanism, then those can also be used to inject this type of attacks. Now, the basic prevention mechanism which everywhere we will find about SQL injection is that this is very basic. It is mandatory to use parameterized query or the stored procedures, because in stored procedures and parameterized query you can have various type of validations and checks, so that our SQL query can get scanned at every level, and only the authenticated values are to be passed in those at the database level. So in the stored procedure, we see that stored procedure is a pre-compiled set of one or more SQL structure which performs several specific application. In this, we take what is the basic actually use of a stored procedure? They take actually input in a form of parameters, and those parameters are actually passed in forming of the actual query, so that the query just becomes authenticated simple query, not just any type of tautology or piggybacked or any type of this type of queries. It will just contains those parameter values, unless and until the attacker just go ahead and cause any type of attack in this parameter values. So the second type of attack is that through prevention mechanism is a basic prevention mechanism is through parameterized query. Parameterized query, if you see that here also the query which will form, we are not using here the stored procedure. We are building the query, but in that query, outside the stored procedure, we are making use of those parameters. So it is also one of the basic prevention mechanisms for this type of attacks. So in the last part of this slide, I have just mentioned the literature reviews which I have gone through various research papers, and in these research papers we can see that there are a lot of research being carried out to make more and more efforts, so that our this whole attack can be prevented by, if we can see that most of which I have reviewed the papers, I have seen that most of our today's mechanisms, they are making use of machine learning algorithms to build models that can predict whether the SQL query just formed is a malicious or an authenticated type based on a past historical data. And these historical data, one of the fundamental basic aspect of this is to have a clean and authenticated data sets from the very authenticated point, so that this data set, because the data sets are the backbone of this machine learning algorithm, how we can appropriately train our model so that they can be trained on a correct data, and in order to forecast the or classify the queries to be the malicious or non-malicious. So here I have whatever I have seen in this research paper, they have done various type of machine learning researches, and in order to build a scanner tools that can that can even check each and every tokens of the SQL query formed from the
Please,
web application, so that they can. Yes.
please conclude because your presentation time is over.
Okay,
Only
ma'am.
10 minutes is given to each participant.
Okay, ma'am. Hello.
Please conclude, Manish.
Yeah. So that is the overall finding, and in the end, last we can say that this is the research paper. So I am just focusing on another paper.
Manish, show your findings.
Sorry,
What
sir.
are the findings? Show your findings. What are the findings of your paper?
Findings, sir. This is a review paper, and I have just reviewed the latest works in this area, whatever they have done to mitigate this type of attack.
But what was the outcome of this paper review?
Sir, review is that I have came to know that in the latest trend, the various research are being carried out in order to know this type of attack is being carried or not with the help of various technology. Like one of the latest technology, they are making use of machine learning models, and
Okay.
machine learning different type of algorithms they are using. They are using ensemble engineering to get to know about the accuracy results, how more accurate our results can be. They are making, and with the help of that, they are making use of tools like scanner tools that can even check at the token levels. So of this
What was
query.
the recent paper?
Sir, in the research paper, if you can see, I will show you the reference slide. Sir,
No, from the table, not reference. From
yes,
your
sir.
comparative table, you can see them in the your which one of your recent paper and which year?
Sir, you are asking which is my paper.
Which is the most recent paper?
Sir, most recent papers there, I have taken, I mean, the latest papers only. After making the filter after 2018, I think, 2019.
Is some of the paper will be from 2021 also?
Yes,
And
sir.
2022, which one is?
Sir, most of the papers I have collected from 20, I have tried to collect from 2019 and so on, 20.
Show me the references. Yes.
Most of the papers are 2019, sir, if you can see.
Your 14, paper number 14 is from 2021.
Yes, sir.
And this is Turkey Journal of Computational and Mathematical.
Yes, sir.
And this is I think this journal is good journal. Have you selected any criteria for selecting of the paper from type of journals?
Sir, most of them, yes, sir.
Without wasting our time, I have two observations.
Yes,
First one is SQL injection is a very old topic.
yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and you will not get much more work on this area, stabilizing the SQL injection.
Yes,
As you
sir.
reviewed the paper, you have identified. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
because SQL injection is very popular attacks, and this is a very basic attack. Now, no one follow the SQL injection attack.
But sir,
Because
I have found sir latest IEEE transaction papers also in this case. I have this attack. I
but
have
not they are not following direct SQL injection. You have remember not direct SQL injection. They are applying SQL injection through some other type of attacks using Kali and some other attacks. Not you are reviewing only SQL injection and its importance. Understand? Okay.
yes, sir. But I have actually found sir some papers that from IEEE transaction, and they are latest papers, sir.
Which
Sir,
one is Sunny?
sir, one of the paper, if I will show. Sir, this one fifth paper, sir. Fifth paper, sir. LSTM based SQL injection detection mechanism for intelligent transport system. Sir, actually, sir, they are making use of this application. I mean, preventing this type of attack, and they are making
Yes, yes.
on
This
some
is
system.
this
And
is
sir,
the
that
problem.
system is making use of cloud. So transport system, intelligent transport or smart transport system is making use of cloud. And sir, in that aspect, they are preventing this attack actually, sir.
Okay. But this is application, na? The
Yes, sir.
Sql injection
Application.
is one of the attack. The Sql
Yes, sir.
injection is not a primary attack, which
Yes,
you
sir.
have to go for research.
Yes, sir.
That's
Okay.
my point. This is not a primary research where you will not get any scope of research in SQL injection.
Okay, sir. So actually,
Okay.
my research
And
area.
second point, okay, next second point, you should find out the outcome of your work.
Yes,
You
sir.
have just reviewed, but you have not given any outcome. What is, if someone will read this paper, what will they gain?
Sir, I mean, if
What will they gain?
sir,
Why
they can.
someone read your paper?
Yes, sir. Sir, they can just have a latest. I mean, whatever the works,
No, no,
whatever
no.
the works have been carried out.
From you should focus on the right working paper. You should give the outcome of every work.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right.
Thank you.
So it's the same questions practice that is by Dr. Arun sir.
Yes, sir.
If if someone is reading your research paper, then
Yes,
he
sir.
or she should have something that should be in your paper. There is nothing in your paper. You have simply reviewed the paper and you have simply write about the SQL injection.
Yes,
Nothing
sir.
application you have taken here.
Okay,
Why
sir.
you have taken it?
Thank Manish.
All the other one.
Okay. Sir, we can proceed to next presentation.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Manish. And next participant ID is 64, and topic is Project Domain Prediction Classifier using Machine Learning. And authors are Imana Azram and Dr. Alice Navin. So, Imana,
Yes, ma'am.
please start.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to share my screen. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Turn on your camera and start presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Imran, what's going on?
Sir, something went wrong. So, is it visible?
Yes. You can
Okay.
start.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Imana Azram of MTech second year Computer Science Engineering branch, and my topic of my paper is Project Domain Prediction Classifiers using Machine Learning And my co-author is Dr. L.S. Maurya, professor of CSE department, and he is also my guide. So these are the outlines: abstract, literature review, objectives of research, materials and methods, results, conclusion, references. So this is the abstract. Abstract project have become important in the engineering curriculum. Even companies prefer to hire students who have done projects in their academic life, but the task of choosing the right project which domain is in trend with the individual skill and capabilities. Failing to choose the right project have proven to be a major issue to both time and effort. The aim of my research paper is to develop and train a machine learning model capable of suggesting the right project based on the student's capability. And in my paper, we have proposed some supervised machine learning models which are used to predict the suitable project domain of engineering undergraduate students of CS and IT based on their skill sets in C, C++, Java, Python, Web Tech, DBMS, software engineering, data structure, algorithms, and mathematics and statistics. We also compare the result of models. Different parameters used to analyze and compare the result of model are accuracy score, mean square value, R2 score, log loss, confusion matrix, heat map, classification report, and ROC curve. The classification report produced of by developed model with parameters precision, recall, F1 score, and support. The classification algorithm are k nearest neighbor and neural network are used to develop models. This is my literature review. First is of Dr. L.S. Maurya, ETAL 2021. In this paper, they have proposed a few supervised machine learning classifier which may be used to predict the placement of students in the IT industry based on the academic performance in class 12th, 10th, graduation and backlog till in graduation. Now, second paper is of J. Dileepan, ETAL 2021. A prediction system has been proposed by using their 10th, 12th, and previous semester marks. And the third paper is of Siti Diana Abdul Bujang, ETAL 2021. They carried out the experiments using decision tree, random forest, support vector machines, and logistic regression to study the comparison performance for both classification and regression techniques in predicting students. Now, the next paper is of Anbu Karasi, ETAL 2019. The main of this paper is to predict student performance in their final exams using different machine learning techniques. And the last paper is of Thi Din, ETAL 2021. This paper investigates the machine learning techniques to predict the final grade point average of students based on personal characteristics. So the basic object of my research is, the main objective of research work will be as follows. First objective is to develop classification model for predicting suitable project domain of the engineering undergraduate students of CSIT. Second objective of my research is to compare the accuracy of different developed classification models. And the third objective and third and last objective of my research is to use the above developed classification models for predicting the project domain on new data. So these are the input parameters and output parameters. Input parameters are skills in C, C++, skills in Java, skills in Python, skills in web technology, skills in database management system, skills in software engineering, skills in data structure, skills in algorithm, maths and statistics. Output parameter is project domain, and the values of output parameters are web application, AI, ML, data science. Third is cloud. Fourth, others. Fifth, mobile application. And sixth value of my output parameter is image processing. And last is IoT. So materials and methods which I have used in my research work is materials. To accomplish this research, I am using following materials. First is dataset. The dataset is collected by Google Form, and it consists of 12 questions. First question is regarding email, and second question is regarding, and 10 question in the Google Form will be related with the input features, and the questions are: rate your knowledge level in C, C++, Java, then Java and Python, and so on. Then will be related. Then one question in the Google Form will be related to the output parameters, that is respondent's project domain, and that question is which domain you prefer for project. And tools which I have used: Python programming language and following libraries of Python: sklearn, pandas, seaborn, netplotlib, and Google Collaboratory. The methods which I have used to accomplish my research work, I am adopting following research methodology. The algorithm of research methodology consists of following steps. Step 1 is start, then step 2 conceptualization of my idea, step 3 is problem statement and topic finalization, then step 4 identification and selection of input parameters, then identification and selection of output parameters, then preparing questionnaire for data collection, then designing Google Form on the basis of questionnaire, then I have collected the data, then data cleansing, then identification and selection of suitable classification algorithm, and after that implementation of classification algorithm on training data, and step 12 testing the classification model to predict the accuracy score. Step 13 is generate the classification report and then generate the heat map. Step 15 comparing the accuracy of different classification models. Step 16 stop. So I have made two models using two algorithms, that is k nearest neighbor and neural network. First, what is k nearest neighbor? K nearest neighbor is one of the simplest machine learning algorithm based on supervised learning technique. It is also known as KNN. KNN algorithm stores all the available data and classifies a new data point based on the similarity. This means when new data appears, then it can be easily classified into well-suited category by using KNN algorithm. KNN algorithm can be used for regression as well as classification, but mostly it is used for classification problem. KNN is non-parametric algorithm. It is also called as lazy learner algorithm because it does not learn from the training set immediately. Instead, it sorts the data set at the time of classification. It performs an action on the data set. Now, neural network algorithm. A neural network is a series of algorithms that to recognize underlying relationships in a set of data through a process that mimics the way the human brain operates. In the sense, neural networks refer to systems of neurons, either organic or artificial in nature. Neural network can adapt to changing inputs, so the network generates the best possible result without needing to redesign the output criteria. The concept of neural networks, which has its roots in artificial intelligence. Now, results. When I have designed and developed the model using k nearest neighbor, the accuracy score, the percentage of accuracy score is 50%, and this is the confusion matrix. Confusion matrix for k nearest neighbor. So a confusion matrix is a table that is often used to describe the performance of a classification model or classifier on a set of test data. Values are true positive. And this is the classification report. So what is classification report? In this, the formula of accuracy is true positive plus true negative upon total, or false positive plus false negative upon total. Now this is the classification report. In this, what is precision? Precision is what percent of your prediction were correct. And what is recall? What percent of positive cases did you catch? And F1 score. What is F1 score? What percent of positive prediction values are correct? And what is support? Support is the number of actual occurrence of the class in the specified data set. And this is the heat map. The heat map is the colored representation of confusion matrix. The number which is higher have darkest color, and so on. Now this is the ROC curve. So what is ROC curve? ROC curve, full form of ROC is receiver operating characteristic curve. It is a graph showing the performance of classification model at all classification thresholds. And the micro average of ROC curve and macro average ROC curve, what are they? So a micro average will compute the metric independently for each class and then take the average. And in micro average, will aggregate the contributions of all the classes to compute the average metric. And this is the demo of the classifier. Prediction of project domain. When I've given this input means student, first I'm going to explain the first. Student has rate his or her knowledge in C++, that is 3, means he or she rate himself in C++ or C good. 4 means very good, 5 means excellent, 2 means average, 1 means poor. So students rate himself or herself in C++ 3, that is good. 4 in Java means very good. 5 means excellent in Python. Then 2, that is average in web technology. Then 4 means very good in DBMS. Then 5 means excellent in software engineering. Then 3 means good in DS. 4 means very good in algo. 5 means excellent in mathematics. 3 means good in statistics. So the predicted output from my classifier is others, means he or she will choose other project domain. So these are the, like this, all the project prediction of project domain. Now neural network, result of my neural network. So percentage accuracy score, I have get 45%, and this is the confusion matrix. And this is the classification report which I have get using neural network algorithm. This is the heat map, and this is the ROC curve, and this is the demo of the classifier of neural network. So conclusion, we have designed 2 classifiers for selection of project domain using machine learning relevant for engineering CS IT students. However, it will help students in selecting their domain of project according to their interest in input parameters. Accuracy of k nearest neighbor is 50%. Accuracy of neural network is 45%. Highest accuracy is of k nearest neighbor, that is 50%. So this algorithm is best for predicting the project domain. These are the references. Thank you.
Imana, you have selected only 2 models, no?
Yes, sir.
One is neural network model and second one is Canon.
Yes,
What
sir.
is the reason behind selecting these models?
Sir, there are many algorithms through which I can design the models, but for this paper I have only chosen because I think this is the most relevant.
Imana, please open your camera.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Rest of the part is correct. Your process is big. It's absolutely correct. Way of presentation is till now good, as we have seen.
Yes.
But the reason behind, if you have not done this, note down this. You have to know the reasoning for every work.
Yes, sir.
Why? You have
Yes.
selected Canon means you have cherry picked. We have selected these two models and work on this. This is not a research. No? We have to select the reasoning behind every work. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And the accuracy of your work is 50%. 50% is not reasonable. Means 50-50% chances of success
Sir,
of
actually, I
domain.
have work on the primary data.
It,
I have
it may
collected the
be,
data.
it may be,
Yes, sir.
it may, the data set is few and you are unable to train and test the data.
Yes.
And next point is you have to select the data and find out the basic way of why you are selecting this model. And the selection of model is based on data set.
Yes, sir.
Which type of data set and what are the models belongs to this data set. Okay. After that, select the particular model based on that data set. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Before that, you are correct, but at this point, you have to find out some reasoning. That's
Yes.
why your work will be correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Imana. We now, next presentation is paper ID 118. Paper title is Sound-Based Bird Classification Using Machine Learning. Authors are Anand Sri, Sandeep Singla, and Kamaljeet Kaur.
Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are audible.
Good
Anand,
evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
please
Uh,
share
I-
your screen and
yes,
start
ma'am.
your
Yes, ma'am.
presentation.
Yes. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah.
First of all, good evening to all teachers. My name is Anant Shri, and I am from Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, pursuing my Bachelor's of Technology in Information Technology branch. And this is my research paper I have written on and done research on sound-based bird classification using machine learning. My guide as well as co-authors are Dr. Sandeep Singla and Dr. Kamaljeet ma'am, who are the assistant professor from Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College from Department of IT. Now I start my presentation. These are the contents: abstract, literature review, objectives, methodology, implementation, result, and conclusion. So abstract for my research paper is it is a application based work in which building a system to use distinguishing birds on their basis of their voice. Our work also uses the machine learning and deep learning algorithms to differentiate the sounds as well as the neural networks to extract the feature from the voice, which is used for the further classification. Literature review is the paper from the 2015 which shows the improvement in the authentic speaker verification, which is tested in ASVS spoof technique in 2015. From 2019, that discusses the goal of developing resistance system using the deceptive attacks and real speeches. Again, a paper from 2015 that depicts the anti-spoofing study of the speaker verification that greatly improved the past 3 years. From the paper 2020 that describes the architecture of CNN and uses the log mail spectrogram features. Two papers again from the 2021 that proposes the false discovery without forgetting a method that is using the continuous learning, and again a method which uses a transformer connector to produce a self state of art presentation using acoustic features. Again, I am moving to introduction of my project is that is the sound based audio classification for bird noise. in which we are building a system that could be used to distinguish bird sound, determine which bird sound is there. Popularity of deep learning algorithm and the many types of neural networks have provided us to explore many mechanisms, and basically we are using the SVM algorithm to differentiate the sounds, because SVM algorithm we have chosen as it clearly distinguish between the data clearly when there is a lot of crowded data which we gather as a raw data. Then algorithmic sound recognition has also increased in the study increase, and it finds the noise classification very efficiently. Many techniques are also used for classification, but most effective is done by the spectrogram. And it can be observed that audio signals in the sound waves form, then it is sent to CNN that simplifies the sound by the helping of the windowing function that narrow down the sound by dividing into the chunks of 5 seconds or 10 seconds duration that we use in our code. And the objectives of our work is to firstly extract the sound features that is done by the neural network, then classifying the bird sound by algorithms and and recognizing their voices, recognition of bird sound, different category of chunks. As chunks divided, and there is a raw of data, and that raw of data we are dividing each and every sound by the by help of the machine learning algorithms and splitting functions that is used in our code, and which is also helping us to get input data, and then we are going for a classification technique. Methodology is like collection of data, then preparation and visualization of data, choosing the model, training and testing of the model, evaluation of model, parameter tuning, then prediction and results. Our prediction shows the approx 63% of the accuracy in this SVM algorithm. Then we goes as data set collection. As data set is collected by the kaggle.com, and from there we have implemented our data set and gone for the code building. Then we have divided the data into the chunks of the 5-second duration, 5 to 10 second duration, and we have put a time stamp there so to split that data. There are 325 different categories of sound available containing .csv file, that is a mapping of WAV file. Importing the libraries. Coming to the libraries, we have imported scikit-learn that provides the modeling details series with virtual interface in Python. Seaborn that provides the advanced interface for drawing attractive and informational mathematics graphics. NumPy that represents the numerical contents of the Python in library containing the same material and the collection of methods. Pandas that is used for the analyzing, cleaning and testing the data. Also analyze the big amount of data and draw the conclusion based on the mathematics approach. Matplotlib it is used for the cross-platform for making 2D graphs of the data. Then we are going for the review input. Review input, we have the audio signals that we have extracted, and the features. After the feature extraction, we put all the audio files into an input type and gone for a classification technique further. Training and testing data set is done as we have implemented neural network CNN and some part of machine learning algorithm which uses the support vector machine algorithm. Prediction is done on the basis of the chunks, and the bird name is also displayed, which bird name is there for sound. And on the further prediction, we are going for the functionality in which we have uploaded a coded activity that splits the all file into multiple pieces and then trains and tests them. Result is that the sound is recognized by the end. As we are developing a backend system, only coding system, then it recognizes the sound with the help of MLNDL. These are the two figures that shows the WAV file and the CSV file, that is the mapping of the same audio signal files. Result is this, where we have the number of folders, and according to that there are chunks, duration of chunks 5 to 10 seconds, and the name of bird and identification ratio. Coming to the conclusion, conclusion is that we are doing this work for the alternative and potential effective solution for the current study purposes for transfer learning. Why transfer learning? Because it is the one of the most prominent learning when we are using a memory based learning. from a previous experience, we are going for the future experience. So there a use of transfer learning is used. Current research also has investigated that how to identify the bird species according to the deep learning algorithm to classify sound. And on the basis of algorithm methods, extraction of the element, and we have finally succeeded in distinguishing the sounds. Future scope of our project is we can create a hardware system also. We can add a hardware system also in which we can develop an app from where the user can just collect the data, raw data of any sound, and they can distinguish which bird is there. Also, the second future scope can be there that we can store all the data on the cloud storage, and we can reuse that data from the cloud, so that if there is a large amount of data, we can able to handle that. These are my references that I have taken from the 2021. There are two papers which I have taken from the 2021, and one paper is 2019, one is from 2020, and one is from 2015. Thank you.
Anand, stay your slide here. Colonel, if we have told many times that all the participants should turn on video while presenting, but no one is start presenting turn on video during presentation.
I'm sorry, sir.
Why?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Basically, I forgot to on my video camera. That's why.
It should be in the form of protocol. Next question is, you have said two papers, okay, in 2021, okay.
Yes.
Frankly speaking, how much time you spend to prepare this PPT?
Sir, I have spent 1 to 2 days for preparation.
Is it okay? Is it correct? You have
Sir,
written only 6 references. You have
yes, sir.
written only 6 references, and none of them has correct.
Sir, I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
I have
you
written.
have, tell me.
Sorry, sir.
Explain why.
Sir, as I have written these references from, I have got the format. So according to that, I have written these
From
references.
where you got format? There is no volume, issue, name of the general. The paper number 6 belongs to which general?
Sir, I don't know that because, sir, I have
And
only got the. Sir, I have only got the format of writing these references, and I have written according to that. But I don't know about the which general it belongs to.
from where you got the format? Without
Sir,
writing, the name of the general, volume, issue. Eh? Go to the methodology.
okay, sir.
Go to the
Okay, sir.
methodology. Come to the
Okay, sir.
result slide. Come to the result slide. Come to the result slide. Okay. First,
Sir.
full screen the PPT. Is it visible to anyone? How go to the full screen?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you done the full screen?
Yes, sir.
Now press F5.
Sorry, sir.
Press F5 to full screen your PPT. Your PPT is
Sir,
not full.
sir, I have done on full screen, sir.
It's not okay. Let us see. Now I am saying that this is the
Anand,
diagram.
this is not full screen. Please press F5. This is not full screen.
Ma'am, there is some network glitch, ma'am, but I have done my full screen mode.
Okay, no issue. Anand, you from where do you design this diagram?
Sir, this diagram I have made on myself from the draw.io. I have just
Yes,
put it the
yes,
box
yes,
and
yes, yes. You have designed from draw.io, but you have taken the snapshot.
yes, sir, I have taken a snapshot.
Why? Why taken snapshot? Why you have not taken save as a PNG and insert it into the PPT?
Sir, for the
This is again, this is not a way of approach of seriousness of the paper presentation. That's why after reading this PPT, I seen that you are not serious about preparing the presentation. You have written only 6 references. You
Yes,
have
sir.
studied only 6 references.
Yes, sir. I have written 6 as well.
Why? You have studied only 6 references.
Sir,
Come to
as
the
we
result
are,
part. Come to the result part.
yes, sir.
Visharan, this is not good way. When you are going to somewhere to present
Yes.
something, you should give your best to present something.
Sir, actually, sir, this is my first time where I am presenting some in some conference, and I
Come to the
don't know
result
how.
part. Okay. Okay, but you have listened, seen number of presentations, na? How to prepare for presenting the paper.
Sir, I'm sorry for that. I
Come to the
agree.
slide number 10.
Yes, sir.
Slide number 10.
Yes, sir.
I am not saying this is methodology slide I am showing. Slide number 10.
Sir,
Where-
I have done, sir, on results slide. I have my presentation is on results slide, sir. Slide number 10.
Okay, it's network issue. Okay, it's have you compare your result with the state of art?
Sir, comparing of the results, basically, sir, we have developed that system in which, firstly, that image classification is done, and by that, bird's name and something is classified. Then, in that case, image is not available everywhere. So we have developed this to how to classify from the sounds.
Maybe you need to study much more. Okay, thank you.
Anand, this is your BTech project.
Yes, sir. This was my internship project in the previous semester, in which I have done this project, sound-based bird classification.
Oh, simple. You have not doing anything. You simply take the data from the cadre. Na? You applying
Yes.
the classification and the other algorithm. That's just like the one algorithm that is SVM and that algorithm, and
Yes, sir.
simply you show the result. What you have done this? Then any approach you have done?
Sir,
Any approach
approach,
you have developed?
sir,
Anything you have developed in this research paper? Why you called this a research paper?
sir, because sir, in the references which we have taken in this for developing this paper, all the references in collaboration, they are not using every like LSTM and neural network in collaboration. But in this approach, when we do the coding for this part and we have done this project, we have uses all the things and also uses the transfer learning approach, which is not used in some of the papers which I have written. That's why, sir, which is a unique approach which we have followed collaboratively. That's why, sir.
What is your accuracy?
Sir, accuracy 63, sir, approx 63%.
And in other papers, what was the accuracy?
Sir, accuracy was up to, sir, 72%, sir.
And what is the benefit for your research? If the
Sir,
accuracy is not up to date and it
sir,
is
I
not,
agree. Sir, I agree. There is no need for that much, but still we are developing. In that papers, they are not using collaboratively the models, but we are using here the models of transfer learning as well as the neural networks in collaborative manner.
no use. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, ma'am, I think time should be taken care of. Uh, ma'am, your mic
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
on, and
Yeah,
time should be
yes,
taken
yes,
care.
sir. Sorry, sir. Next presentation ID is 116 and topic is study of mobile computing security and challenges. Authors are Rajan Kumar Yadav, Munish Saran, Pranjal Maurya, Sangeeta Devi, Upendra Nath Tripathi, and Manish Mishra. Rajan?
जी मैम हेलो
Yes, yes.
हेलो गुड इवनिंग मैम
Good evening. Open your camera and start your
ओके मैम
presentation.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rajan. You may start now.
Right. Okay, sir. My name is Rajan Kumar Yadav, and I am a research scholar of Department of Computer Science in guidance of Dr. Upendra Nath Tripathi in Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Gorakhpur University. And my research topic is study of mobile cloud computing security and its challenges. This is a table contents which includes in my research paper abstract, introduction, literature review, overview of techniques, applications of mobile cloud computing, benefits of mobile cloud computing, challenges of mobile cloud computing, conclusion and future scope and references. Firstly, we discuss abstract. Mobile cloud computing is a combination of three types of technology, that is mobile computing, cloud computing and wireless technology, wireless network. Mobile cloud computing has become a very important and advanced computing technology in today's time, but mobile devices are still affected by many kinds of challenges or issues. There is a problem of storage in this, the problem of security, the problem of privacy remains, the problem of connectivity. Mobile cloud computing is being used to overcome these problems. So it is necessary that our mobile cloud computing is a very secure, because at present work is being done in many areas, such as in the field of education, in the field of business, in the field of health, etc., with the help of mobile devices, due to which there are many security issues. Till through this paper, we have studied what is in it. This type of challenges can be seen and can be taken for research in futures. Now, introduction part. Mobile cloud computing. What is? Mobile cloud computing has become a very important communication and storage area in the present time. Cloud computing and the internet are commonly used in mobile cloud computing. The same cloud computing is used to perform resources based operation with the help of internet, which provide us a good range of mobile devices for computing. This is a new area of information technology in which we will get to see many benefits in future. In the last few years, there has been a lot of progress in this field, which also works as network of computers and applications. Application models such as cloud computing have happened in the software services community. Due to this, there is a lot of research potential in the cloud computing field. The This is a diagram of mobile cloud computing, which includes three technologies: mobile computing, wireless networks, and cloud computing. Now, we discuss literature review. In many research papers, we collect the data. We have also come to know that mobile users do not have access to a lot of data storage or data processing facility in mobile devices, due to currently storing their data and information for cloud resources. This type of users numbers are increasing day by day. Every issues regarding security and privacy still remains in mobile cloud computing, because we store the data of mobile devices on cloud storage with the help of cloud services. The security and privacy in the mobile cloud computing is receiving greater attention these days. Yet several existing security and privacy laws and regulation are still needed. The importance of security in technology cannot be overstated. It is one of the most pressing challenges, and it has received insufficient study attention, and users today save information in the cloud on the basis of confidence. But when a technology or technical problem comes as a result of a service provider server failure or entire business failure, mobile cloud computing users are put at danger, and mobile devices are subjected to battery exhaustion attacks. Overview of techniques in technique is mobile computing, cloud computing, and then mobile cloud computing. Mobile computing is a type of technology that provides us to facility that users can send their transfer data from one device to another devices with without any physical link. Transmission in mobile computing occurs without any wireless device like laptop, mobile, PCs, etc. And cloud computing technology field has become very flexible. With the cloud computing, the internet is provide important source of data in many areas like business organization with the help of third party, so that the data can be installed. But in this also we have to, there is a risk of security and privacy of data. It is fixed independent online platform on which we remove the data. In this, we also increase our data storage. And third is mobile cloud computing is made with the help of these type of technology, in which the first mobile computing, second wireless communication or the internet, and third is cloud computing. This is a diagram of architecture of mobile cloud computing. Users can and use mobile devices and share our data or store our data through the internet in with the help of server in a cloud computing. And cloud computing has application server and centralized data. Applications of mobile cloud computing. Mobile cloud computing applications in many fields: mobile commerce, mobile media social media networking, sharing data, mobile gaming, and generally today's use mobile learning. In a it is a very important applications of mobile cloud computing. Benefits of mobile cloud computing. It has many possibilities that can be used to research work, covering many areas such as natural language processing, image processing, querying, multimedia, sensor data, application and sharing of internet access. Mobile cloud computing helps reduce the data storage limits of mobile devices, and when mobile devices also work to increase battery life, and also provide made technical facility through mobile cloud like location awareness services. This is a drawbacks of mobile devices and benefits of mobile cloud computing. In a mobile devices, storage capacity is limited, and mobile cloud computing, the storage capacity is unlimited. And mobile devices drawbacks is battery life issues, and in mobile cloud computing, battery life is increasing. And the mobile devices drawbacks is sharing data with another devices is low. And in mobile cloud computing, accessing data on demand, on self demand or self services. Challenges of mobile cloud computing. The main goal of mobile cloud computing is to make cloud data accessible and accessed by user in a faster way, such as data security challenges, mobile cloud application security challenges, mobile device security challenges, offloading security challenges, privacy challenges, etc. This is challenges of mobile devices and its issues. In a mobile device transmission challenges, its issues is low bandwidth, mobile device to acquire cloud infrastructure, mobile device network challenges. Its issue is in a wireless network, connection to one network to another. Challenges in mobile device running applications, issue in compatibility, issue in mobile cloud computing confluence, challenging in security, stored information security issue generated, device privacy issue generated, unauthorized attack issues, security issues, cloud application issues, and virtualized data security issues are generated. Conclusion and future scope. We study that is mobile cloud computing technology and this security challenges. Mobile cloud computing is a very beneficial for the users as it work in cloud computing. With the help of mobile devices, users are using various type of application in mobile devices through mobile. It is increasing day by day, sharing the personal file, data, or information of users on cloud storage. Through mobile cloud computing is a very challenging task because in this we are prone to fraud with many security issues or privacy issues. In this field of mobile cloud computing, we have learned that what can be the research interest that is going on in the trend at the present time and many types of areas have been seen in it, mainly data security and user privacy, etc. This is a references. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Mr. Rajan, can you explain what you have done in this paper?
Sir, this is a survey paper and we find, sir, which field we research
Which field we research, मतलब?
सर मतलब किस मोबाइल क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग के मतलब किस क्षेत्र में सर हम सिक्योरिटी और प्राइवेसी के क्षेत्र में सर हम रिसर्च कर सकते हैं, ये एक सर्वे पेपर है सर.
So what you have found? What are the outcome?
सर आउटकम सर यही मिला सर कि इसके सिक्योरिटी और प्राइवेसी पे अभी भी काम करने की जरूरत है.
कितना काम हो चुका है?
सर
सर्वे में तो ये पता होना चाहिए ना क्या हो चुका, क्या करना है.
जी सर.
तो ये दिया आपने कहीं?
हाँ सर.
That is okay. Thank you.
थैंक यू.
हाँ राजन जी, आपने पेपर का जो नेम रखा हुआ है सिक्योरिटी एंड चैलेंजेस,
जी सर.
इसी की बेसिस पर आपने कोई एल्गोरिथम्स कुछ भी यहाँ पर आपने डिस्कस नहीं किया? एनी एल्गोरिथम यू हैव टेकन फॉर द सिक्योरिटीज, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटीज?
जी सर.
क्या कहीं कोई फाइंड किया हो तो रिसर्च पेपर पढ़े? सर का भी यही कहना था अभी, अरुण सर का भी, कि आपने जो स्टडी की है,
जी सर,
स्टडी व्हाट आर द फाइंडिंग्स? आपने कुछ फाइंड नहीं किया, आपको यही नहीं पता अभी तक कि वर्क कितना हुआ, कौन कौन सी एल्गोरिथम्स इंप्लीमेंट हुई?
अच्छा अच्छा.
किया आपने?
सर ये एक तरह का सर हमने सर्वे किया है कि मतलब इसमें सर किस फील्ड में सर अभी भी वर्क हो रहा है, उसमें काम किया जा सकता है. सिक्योरिटी और प्राइवेसी उसकी जो हम मोबाइल डिवाइसेस के माध्यम से सर डेटा स्टोर कर रहे हैं क्लाउड पे,
वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन दिखाई नहीं दिया आपकी किसी भी इसमें जो आपने कंडीशंस बनाए हैं.
जी सर.
नॉट सीन एनीथिंग.
जी सर.
ओके, थैंक यू.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
Thank you, Rajan. Kumari Yadav. The next presentation ID is 127, a survey report of data science as well as its application and challenges. Authors are Sangeeta Devi, Pranjal Maurya, Munish Saran, Rajan Kumar, Upendra Nath Tripathi, and Manish Mishra.
Madam, how many participants left?
Sir, 2 papers are left. More 2 papers are left.
I have a meeting now at 5 p.m.
Sangeeta, ma'am, please complete your presentation within 8 minutes.
Yes.
Sangeeta, ma'am?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, I'm audible.
Please start your presentation.
Okay.
and complete within 8 minutes.
Yes. We just yeah, Aja. Hello. Hello.
Yes, continue.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, your screen is visible. Continue with presentation.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Please start.
First of all, good evening, sir. Uh, First of all, thanks you for giving me a opportunity for presenting the PPT with myself, Sangeeta, and I'm research scholar from DDU Gorakhpur. Uh, DDU Gorakhpur, Gorakhpur. My topic is I have searched data science, which has some applications and challenges. My topic is survey report of data science algorithms applications. And there is a content of my papers, abstraction, introduction, application and challenges, review, literature, future scope, conclusion and references. First of all, that is abstraction. Data science is one of the most remarkable advance of the early 21st century, setting new patterns and standard for discovery. This genesis of scientific discovery is being applied to every human being for which there is sufficient data in the field of where the benefits, challenges, and risks of image, there have been remarkable breakthrough the data science. The science underlying data science has yet to come out in this paper. I have explained details about what is data science and its applications, components, and challenges. Next, next is introduction. Introduction is what is data science. Data science is one of the most outstanding advances of this century, refers to an emerging area related to collection, arrangement, construction, analysis, hallucinate, management, and preservation of this data, both structured and unstructured. But data science is no more study of science, but it is deal with more volume of data using no modern tools and techniques for finding unseen, discovered patterns, meaningful information, and explain business decisions. It includes various mathematics, statistics, computer science and language programming, statistics modeling, database technology, signals processing, data modeling, artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, visualization, processes, and analytics, and so on. Data science is highly applicable to many fields, medical for medicine, finance, marketing, data security, healthcare, societies. Next is application. There are lots of application in data science, but we have only few applications we are discussed in by papers. All applications are divided in three levels. First of all is beginners level, second is intermediate level, and third is advanced level. So beginners level, there are few applications which I have included. First is effect of climate change on the global food supply. That's if it is a the irregularities of climate changes or big impact on human life. The report will then show how much carbon dioxide impact on plants growth and suspension and climate conditioning. The main focus for the development of this project due to climate change, we observe all the projections related to temperatures and estimate changes. Second is the detection of fake news. In this project, we detect wrong act or spurious journalism on a digital platform or fake news. In the detection, we have using Pathe language for fake news detection. Social media platforms and online channels are spread out falsification news and messages and digital media to attain any political agenda. According to Python language, to develop a specific models that can actually detect whether the news is according to genuine information or false information. Next one is human action recognition. This type of data science projects are used in recognition of human action models. These models attempt to make classification that is based on the activities performed. In this project, we will discuss a multiplex neural network. The neural network is trained on a specific data set, which consists of a these audios and short audios and videos. Next application is prediction of forest fire. Prediction of forest fire. In the prediction of forest fire are the one of the most disturbing common disaster. This disaster cause great damage to the ecosystem. This using K means clustering, it can identify the spot of a forest fire and the frequency of fire in that particular location. Next is detection of road lane line. Road lane line data set has created a various directions and a strong full rules in transport through extensive analysis of fuel consumption patterns, driving behavior of drivers, and vehicle monitors. In this project, we tell from that this the line drawn on the road will help the driver to detect the lane. Application for the development of driverless car, an essential part of this data science project. Next level is intermediate level. In intermediate level, there are few applications. First is identification of speech recognition. So in data science, there are many tools by which we can know how speech recognition is, and using this program's model. Speech recognition, style, and emotion is one of the best ideas of the data science project. In this project, we will implement speech recognition using Librosa. So next is detection of gender and age in data science. An age and data science project can be created using depth analysis of an audience data set to estimate gender and age of person in a photograph. Age and gender detection is a machine learning project based on the computer vision. In this project, we use a conventional neural network for detecting the age and detection. Next is character recognition and handwritten digit project. Overnight driving is very difficult job and it is a very risky job. This project can help to prevent numerous road accidents that happen due to the such accident. The development of this project, we use a MNIST data set to recognize handwritten numbers.
Sangeeta,
Sorry.
please conclude.
Yes.
Your time is over.
Next level is advanced level. That is, we have discussed few application in advanced level. First is credit card detection, second is customer segmentation, and next is recognition of traffic sign. And character recognition in credit card fraud detection. In this project, we will learn how to use the R with different algorithms such as gradient boosting classification, classifier, artificial neural network, logistic regression, and decision trees.
संगीता मैम,
Yes.
सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब यू. आपने इसमें आइडेंटिफाइज क्या किया है? ये आप सिंपल एप्लीकेशंस को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. व्हाट यू हैव दिस रिसर्च? व्हाट आर योर फाइंडिंग?
So that is a review papers. There are lots of applications. तो few applications को collection कर there is मतलब some applications जो our life के लिए बहुत ही important हैं और जहाँ पे data science का बहुत ही ज़्यादा use हुआ है.
That is simply one BTech student can also explain the same things. ठीक है. From the research, okay, we are expecting that you have studied some.
I know, sir. I am. I have received this scholar, but there is a few times. So only that is I am preparing only survey papers, review papers.
In this survey paper, you have to explain what are your findings. In which paper you find the something. In that paper you have find this thing, and from these different kind of the things you have formulate your problem. What is your main problems? Which are you doing to resolve in your PhD work? That is the main thing we are expecting from your side.
You are PhD student?
Yes, sir.
How many years you have spent?
Yes, sir.
How many years you have completed?
When you taking the admission in PhD, ma'am?
I have 1 year's admission.
But still, this is not PhD work. This is a very, very poor presentation. Okay, it's okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Anjali ma'am. And next participant is paper ID 53 and title is A Review on Detection of Malicious Node in Mobile Ad Hoc Network. Authors are Naila Sherwani and Shahja Ali. Naila Sherwani.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Kindly share your PPT and start your presentation and open your video also. And complete your presentation within 8 minutes. Sir, after that only one presentation is left. That is not given to you. Last moment we have added this paper.
Paper ID 59 is still remaining, ma'am. From Anjali.
Yes, sir. Paper ID 53 is presenting.
59 is
And 59 is absent.
okay.
Is my screen is visible?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Naila, please open your video also.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is my window is visible?
Screen, yes, screen is sharing.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. My name is Naila Sherwani. My paper topic is comparative analysis of approaches to detect malicious node in mobile ad hoc network. My outlines are introduction, literature review, malicious node, classification of malicious node detection techniques, comparison of techniques, references. Introduction. Mobile, which is able to free, ad hoc, which is mean is not organized, temporary. Network, a group of system of interconnected people or things. The word ad hoc comes from the Latin language, means for this purpose only. It is a temporary connection between computers and their devices for a specific purpose. Mobile ad hoc network, one of the fastest growing research area, manages a collection of mobile nodes that is autonomously communicate through low capacity wireless links without a centralized infrastructure. It is a decentralized and infrastructure less mobile ad hoc network, free to move independently, randomly, with the capability of changing its links with the other devices as well. Multi-hop process because of the limited transmission range of energy. Constrained mobile nodes, thus each device in network topology acts as a router. Literature review. In this paper, writer propose and implement a new introduction detection system IDS named Enhanced Adaptive Acknowledgement EASAK, specially designed for MANETs. Compared to the contemporary approaches, EASAK demonstrates higher malicious behavior detection retains in a certain circumstances which does not greatly affect the network performance. In my second paper, author used a watchdog that identify misbehaving nodes and a path traitor that helps routing protocol avoid these nodes through a simulation. They evaluate watchdog and the path traitor using a packet throughput, a percentage of overhead, transmission, and the accuracy of misbehaving node detection. Malicious node. Malicious node is defined as node seeking to deny service to other node in the network. If malicious nodes are present in the MANET, they may attempt to reduce network by pretending to be the cooperative, but in effect dropping any data they are meant to be passed. Malicious node detection. Here I present three techniques: watchdog, AACK, 2ACK. Watchdog technique. The watchdog technique source node has to establish a multi-hop link to get the destination to transmit the data hop data packet. Data packets are transmitted by hop fashion, following the sequence source node to precursor node to relay node to successor node to destination node. The following sequence in figure, a packet is transmitted from the precursor to the relay node. A packet buffer in a precursor node keeps a temporary copy of the transmitted packet that have to be forwarded by the relay node. Each buffer packet is assigned a timeout within which the packet has to be forwarded to the successor node by the relay node. AACK, it is same as 2ACK. IDS, Integrated Dissection System. It can be treated as a combination of ID called TACK and end-to-end IDS called ACK. The source node sends out packet 1 without any overhead. All the intermediate nodes simply forward the packet. When the destination node receives it, it is mandatory to send back an acknowledgement to the source along reverse the order of the same path within the predefined time slot. If the source node doesn't receive the ACK packet, then transmission is not complete. It received the packet, the transmission is completed. 2ACK detects misbehaving links by acknowledging every data packet transmitted over every 3 consecutive nodes along the data path from the source to destination. Upon retrieval of a packet, each node along the route is required to send back an acknowledgement packet to the node that is 2 hops away from it down to the route. Watchdog listen to its and the comparison of the techniques are Watchdog listen to its next hoop transmission for detection. In 2ACK, key mechanism for detection is to acknowledge every data packet transmitted over every 3 consecutive nodes. In ACK technique, combination of tag and end-to-end acknowledgement. These are my references. Thank you.
So, Nala,
Yes, sir.
what was your findings?
Sir, it's a review paper.
In this review paper, what you have find when you reviewed some papers? So also you have some findings.
Sir, I just find out about the watchdog techniques. I used a watchdog AACK and a 2ACK. A2ACK is the better version of watchdog technique. Of course, if we are using a 2CAK, a source routing protocol we can use, like it is required to use a source routing, as we can use dynamic source routing protocol.
ठीक है नाला, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Naila ma'am. And last presentation is paper ID 122 and topic is review for routing protocols used in IoT. Authors are Pranjal Maurya, Munish Saran, Rajan Yadav, Sangeeta Devi, Upendra Tripathi and Manish Mishra. Pranjal, open your
Yes, ma'am.
camera and
Yes,
start your presentation and complete within 8
yes.
minutes.
Okay, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am. I'm sharing. Hello. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. I'm audible, ma'am.
Yeah, you are audible. Please continue.
I'm okay. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Pranjal Maurya. Today I am going to represent my review paper. My paper title is Review of Routing Protocol Used in IoT. The aspect of my paper is that today we know that the IoT become an integral part of our life. It's used everywhere from our industry, organizations, and our universities, colleges, and our daily life, such as our in health sector, in agriculture, in our daily life, just like remote, our vehicles, and smart watches everywhere. And the IoT is nothing but is a it is a collection of sensor nodes which is combined together to play a specific role in such a specific application. These sensor nodes are sorry, ma'am. I started introduction. The abstract is that if IoT is used everywhere, and there are some challenges in routing, how the nodes are routed so that the transmission and the can be good, the performance can be improved. So our in this paper I studied some of papers and which is and gave a tabular format which routing protocol used here, and this is the introduction part. When we communicate, when sensor nodes communicated, it's keep in mind the quality matrices. The quality matrices like that the security, the transmission time, and the power consumption, network overhead, everything should be keep in mind. So that when we are transmitting the data, the routing becomes an essential part so that the data can be communicated and transferred very in secure manner. Secure manner. When we are routing the data, when we are routing the node, some security aspects, some challenges keep in mind, that is the security, power consumption, transmission time, network overhead, scalability. To keep in mind, there are some I studied some paper who work on these security in challenges and gave a tabular and give a and give a conclusion which author used which mechanism and work on which aspects and what is the conclusion. These are the an author Disling in 2020 work on the security aspect. He used metric based RPL routing protocol for low power and lossy network trustworthiness. He proved that he proved in their research that the research is he improved the throughput, delivery, data transfer rate, and the overhead of the network node. In 2019, has me work on the security security field of the routing protocol. He used he made implement a routing mechanism which is based on fuzzy hierarchical model and dynamic method. In his paper, he explained how their mechanism detects the attacks and how their mechanism is good work, how their mechanism works, and so and prove that their mechanism is good to other networks. In 2019, a researcher, Inas Selman, work on the network performance. This in his paper is based on the temporal heterogeneity energy protocol, who is work on the overall network performance, and in his work he improved the performance of the network from 10% to 14%, and he shows that the power consumption is decreases from 7% to 4%. In 2019, a group of researchers, Jose and Soberal, he also work on the network performance. He work on the lightweight and on request ad hoc distance vector routing algorithm. He also proved that the reliability and the power consumption is improved in their work. In 2017, Shankar shown his work that Shankar work on the energy consumption, and they show he used a method, battery discharge index method, for IoT routing protocol, and he shows that how the network is improved in their work. He improved the data delivery rate, network lifetime, and other routing matrices. In 2018, author Howe One work on the security, that is the location-based security. He used a method called the ring loop-based routing mechanism, provides location security, privacy, and protection. The proposed protocol raised safety time without compromising network lifetime. In 2018, Ayush Agrawal work on the energy consumption. His routing mechanism is based on grid cycle, and in his work he shows.
Pranjal, concentrate your own work, what you have done.
Sir,
We are not sitting here to show your
sir, I studied some paper of routing protocol which is used in IoT, and I summarize the routing protocol.
Come to the conclusion parts. Conclude your work.
So this is the conclusion. The main aspect of my paper is to find out what routing mechanism used in IoT and how in which I gave some papers in which researchers try to optimize the routing mechanism. The main conclusion my paper is to give an overview of the routing protocol which is used today, and so that a researcher can adopt a mechanism which how a researcher can adopt a mechanism for research, so that decrease the breaches between the research gap in routing research. Hello?
Yes. This is your first presentation?
What, ma'am?
This is your first presentation?
Yeah, no, ma'am. I have already. In my MTech I gave a
turn on your video.
presentation. I gave a poster presentation, not a paper presentation.
Yes,
ma'am. This is my first paper presentation.
ठीक है.